a screenshot of my bank account in March. 18 cents. People thought I was winning in life because of the lifts I was doing, because of all the attention I was getting on social media, but deep down I was a very lost person. And then on the 17th of March, I lost a person that meant a lot to me, my grandma. In that moment, everything changed. I made a promise to her that I'd retire my dad, and I realized that I had to step it up, not just for myself, but for all the people around me. Now fast forward to today. This is a screenshot of how much money I made last week. It's $5,000. But this journey meant a lot more to me than just the money. Now, to be honest with you guys, I don't know what this video is going to be titled yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be something along the lines of the routine that changed my life or something like that. But obviously, for you guys to understand how I changed my life, you guys have to understand the story behind it. So I'm gonna open up to you guys today. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown about how almost my life has been this year and how much I've changed as a person and how you can apply that into your life. Now, obviously, most of you guys know me for my gym lifts. I was the strongest 15-year-old in the world when I was 15. I'm the strongest 16-year-old in the world now. But social media can create a big illusion. Let's talk about my life at the start of the year in March. You guys would have seen on social media, I'm the strongest 15-year-old in the world. I was getting plenty of attention, both from men and women, and I was seeing a lot of success in the gym. Now, at this point, I thought I had it all figured out, I can't lie. Like, apart from the money, I thought I was set for life. I had the girls, I had the gains, that's all I really thought I needed. All of that changed on the 17th of March when my grandma passed away. I shared a lot of personal things to her about my life that I didn't really share to anyone else because I didn't really feel comfortable expressing those things to anyone else. I remember vividly me promising her that I would retire her son or my dad before she passed away. Now, she didn't have any severe health problems or anything of that sort, so in my mind I was like, oh, she'll live another 10 years, I have time to do it, right? But then randomly, one day on the 17th of March, I was sitting in economics class and my mum texted me, Angus, your grandma has passed away. Now, my teacher was getting annoyed at me for being on my phone and I just showed him the screenshot and he was just like, I'm sorry, are you okay? And in that moment, I just walked out of the class. I went to the bathroom. I honestly just started breaking down crying. This was honestly a big turning point for me in my life especially. I had no money to my name. I'd made promises that I couldn't live up to. And I could see how much my grandmother's death destroyed my father. Like, I haven't seen him cry ever before in my life until that day. And then it all came back to me, all the promises that I couldn't keep that I made to her, and just everything in general. I felt like I had let her down. Although I couldn't control the pain that I felt inside of me, because that's just a natural human emotion, I realized instead of crying, I can actually get off my ass and start doing something. And in that moment, I realized I needed to step up. I realized I couldn't just keep going to the gym and hope that everything would fall into place. Just like you don't just walk into a gym, do a few sets of this and that to mediocre intensity and hope that you're going to get really jacked. I realized I couldn't just slouch on finance and just hope that the money suddenly spawns in my account. So I realized that was really something I needed to lock in on. Now, all these realizations put me into a grind state over the next few months. I was just working day in, day out. Now, in the short span of a few days, after I had kind of collected my feelings, I turned from a person who looked forward to the weekend so I didn't have to go to school, looked forward to the weekend so I could see some girls, to a person who just had one ultimate goal, which was to fulfill the promise that I made. Now, obviously, fast forward to now, this is a screenshot of how much money I made last week. $5,000. Now, you guys can say it's easy to fake screenshot whatever you want. I have nothing to hide. The fact that I went from having 18 cents in my bank account to making $5,000 last week, I'd say that's a pretty big difference, right? Now, I'm gonna take you guys through the exact morning routine that took me from 18 cents in my whole bank account to making over $5,000 last week. Now, the core concept I want you guys to remember is that making money is 80% mindset and 20% work. If you're not right here, you're never gonna make as much money as you want. Now we're gonna talk about something I like to call resistance and pain. One thing you have to realize if you want to succeed in life, you want to do this, you want to do that, is that it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows, right? You're going to go through periods that you don't want to go through. You're going to go through periods where you want to stop. But the most important thing is to be able to condition your mind to be able to withstand those hard times and endure through it, right? In order to make progress in life, you need to optimize your life for pain. Now, how does this tie into my morning routine? The reason I bring up resistance and pain is because if you want to progress, if you want to have the most productive days possible, you have to start your days with the things you want to do the absolute least. It's this concept I learned from someone, I forgot who. It's called like eat the frog. It's basically if you were given a whole platter of dinner, you had like a steak here, you had dessert there, and you had to eat the frog as well. You have to eat everything on this big plate. You would eat the frog first and then eat the good things after. The whole idea of this is that you do the hardest thing first so that everything else seems easier. So what did I start my day out with? I started my day with ice, baths, and cold showers. I absolutely hated doing the ice bath, especially since it was the middle of winter. But the amount of mental power that gave me, I would look at other tasks during the day and be like, oh yeah, that's easy, that's easy. You know why? Because I cold showered in the morning. There's nothing I wanted to do less than that. So it made everything else just look like a breeze. And after my cold shower, I would go sit outside in the sun and meditate. What meditation did for me was it really helped me center myself and keep my mind sharp for the day, obviously, but it also made me consciously think and remind me of why I was doing what I was doing. Because obviously there's some days that you don't want to get up, there's some days that you don't want to do it. As soon as I had my cold shower and I meditated, I would remember exactly why I was doing what I did. There wasn't any sort of laziness in my mind after that. Now, I've always been a believer in God, but after my grandma passed away, that became a lot more important to me. I had a lot of stress going on, I had a lot of things going on in my life, so I felt like God was my comfort space, like I could talk to God in prayer, and for that little time of the day, my worries would be completely gone, I'd feel good. So every morning I prayed for guidance, for strength, and the ability to carry out the promises that I made. Prayer was almost my connection to a higher purpose and a constant reminder to me that I wasn't alone. After prayer, I would just spend some time reading my Bible. Reading the Bible in the mornings was a constant reminder to myself that it wasn't just about the success. It was about being a good person, staying humble, and always looking to help other people. Because that's always been the end goal. Everything I do right now is to help other people, and that's the underlying intention to it. Money's just a byproduct of that. Now, after reading the Bible to finish off my morning routine, I would read an educative book. Now, that would range from, I have Atomic Habits right up there. I have this book called The Daily Stoic right here. Just any book that would teach me about business, personal development, or just life skills in general. This would almost ensure that every day I was learning something new. Every cold shower, every prayer, every page I read in the Bible, every page I read in my books, it gave me the discipline I needed not to just survive, but moreover, to thrive. Now looking back, I see that the biggest change wasn't the digits in my bank account or how much stronger I got, it was who I became as a person. I honestly matured in ways I never would have imagined. I learned almost how to channel my pain into purpose, to show up every day even when it was hard, and to stay grounded in my values and my faith. But what really drives me is the promise I made to my grandma. Now, what really drives you is very different to what drives me. If you guys are focused on money and that's all you're focused on, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be satisfied with who you are as a person because there's so much money in the world. You're just going to want more and more. And money isn't a strong enough why to justify you getting out of bed on those days you really don't want to get out. Now, if there's one thing that I want you guys to take away from this video, it's that real change comes from within. I'm sure you guys have heard that a lot of times, but it's very true. Like, honestly, bro, start now with whatever you have. Build that discipline, find your purpose, and make every single day count. Whether you're starting at 18 cents like I did, or whether you're starting at literal zero, just focus on moving forward. Like I said earlier, this journey was never about making the money for me. It was about fulfilling a promise. I'd like to thank you guys all for watching till the end. If you're still watching now, I want you to comment what resonated with you the most so I know you watched till the end. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you haven't liked this video yet, please like it. I hope you guys all have a blessed day.